Hello, and welcome y'all to today's, well, for some of y'all on the East Coast, it may be tonight, edition of the Cheap Pop Podcast. What, 5 o'clock is PM, man? That's night almost.
It is still daylight outside, literally, and you got to remember the clocks did just go forward.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. Threw my brain for a loop. I got to start remembering that shit before I go to bed, because you wake up and look at my alarm clock, and it's like, oh look, it's 8 o'clock. Pick up my phone or walk around my house for a couple of minutes, come back and pick up my phone. How the hell is it 9:30? I wasn't walking for an hour and a half, and I was like, oh shit. Anyway, all right. So real quick, I'm going to throw something out there at you guys, and actually out at our audience as well. If they would like to participate, they can write us in at firstgenxers@gmail.com or 2KK2network@gmail.com and give us your ideas. But we are at episode 93, gentlemen, which means we are 7 episodes away from our 100th episode of the Cheap Pop Podcast on Twitch.
They grow up so fast.
I think we should do something. I think we should do something special for that 100th episode. So I'm taking ideas right now, gentlemen. You guys can let me know. You know, you guys have access to me IRL. You guys can let me know whenever you want. And like I said, if our audience wants to participate and email in some ideas, something how we can make that 100th episode special, let me know. All right. So,
and as Saint mentioned, we're closing in rapidly on what 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. We'll get there eventually.
But
tell your friends.
We're thinking about those rewards too.
On Twitch. Come find it. Subscribe. All right. Instagram, Twitter. Find us all over the place. We're there. All right. So let's kick this off. Now, I know the first thing you guys are going to say when you see this banner, but y'all talked about this last week. And you'd be right. We did. Me and Rune Scryer here talked about the Scary Movie 6 trailer and its release. And in the week since that release of that trailer, there's actually been more information that's come out about Scary Movie 6. First and foremost, we'll start with the good news. According to Marlon Wayans, they have now moved up the release date of Scary Movie 6 from June 12th to June 5th. So Scary Movie 6 will now hit theaters on June 5th, 2026. So, woohoo! A whole week earlier. For those of us who are excited to see it. The other side of it is something that me and Saint, AJK28, have talked about a little bit offline, and that is the reaction, and I'm going to say supposed, and I'll tell you guys why. Reaction of Gen Z to this trailer. I've seen several videos where people and comments and things underneath these articles where they're like, everybody that I know that's Gen Z that's seen this trailer has laughed their asses off at it, like have had no issues with it. And I come to think of it, like most of the reaction I've seen to this trailer has been positive. I'm not saying negative reaction hasn't existed. I'm just saying I have not seen it. So it's hard for me to buy completely into the Gen Z is freaking out, is crashing out over the Scary Movie 6 trailer theory or narrative, because it's not matching what I'm seeing in reality. But that could also be because of where my reality is versus what others are. Bruce Squire, kick us off with some thoughts about Gen Z potentially having some not so nice things to say about
it. I think that you kind of hit it on the head in two ways. Is that one, a lot of it comes down to personal relationships and experiences, and two, we're living in the reality of what is reality. Are these actual Gen Z crashing out, or is it a negative campaign review bombing that has become all too common in Hollywood?
A vocal minority, as they would say.
Well, not even just a vocal minority, just boosted by AI and bot networks and making it seem like this is the majority opinion.
Gotcha. Say, any thoughts?
Well, let me just put it to you this way, okay? I've raised one Gen Z kid, okay? And he is my youngest, and he is now at the age of 28. I would say this. When it basically comes down to this, I mean, it's all pretty much, we're not getting ready to really buy into the Gen Z narrative and so forth, because not everybody, is out to get Gen Z or Gen X or whatever the case may be. My thing is that my kids, I grew up with the scary movies, so it's like 1 and 2. Yeah, we already know that the Wayans brothers, 3, 4, 5, those kids might get a kick out of that. But you got to remember too, the Wayans brothers have retaken the franchise back to what we consider its roots. So it's gonna be something. And
well, here's the thing about it. Go ahead.
We're just pushing. We're just gonna go ahead and just push the narrative. We're returning it back to what it is. There are going to be some people that are going to crash out about it. It is what it is, and I'm not worried about it because it's comedy to me.
Here's what I'll put my 2 cents in on. Is I'll say this. I did see one reaction. Like I said, I have not seen many, but I did see one reaction where somebody watched the opening segments of the trailer, where the Megan dances up and then it takes it off and it's Joe's face and he stabs him, and the person flips out about the pronouns, like because the lady in the subway says she, and then she's like, I'm not she, I'm they, them, they're my pronouns. He stabbed them, right? And people are like, ooh, pronoun joke. I didn't see that as a pronoun joke in the sense of the way that they're talking about. I saw it more in the lines of like, really, in this moment where somebody is stabbing you in your stomach and trying to kill you, you're worried about whether or not she says she or them? Like this is not the moment to worry about that. And that's the way I saw it, and that's what made me laugh about it more so than they're making a joke about pronouns. Like I didn't see, because to me comedy is more nuanced than that. And so I see that there could be some minor pushback from Gen Z, but I don't see this as, I think Dave is right. I think it's a small minority of Gen Z that has an issue with it, and it's being amplified by bots and so on and so forth through social media.
And also on that, You know, I mean, I agree with you on that. And also, comedy is subjective.
Yes.
It depends not just on the audience, but also on the person delivering the joke.
Yes.
You know, what got Dave Chappelle in trouble, I think would have been more well received if that same joke, same wording had come from, say, Susie Izzard.
Okay. Gotcha.
You know, like
Okay.
it's the exact same thing. It's like I can't do the same kind of jokes that Richard Pryor did.
Right.
And
Right.
I
Like that's it,
understand
definitely.
because
Right.
when I'm telling it, it's a whole other context.
Right. Well, that's a thing with it, is that in general, that's a thing with it before we move forward. That that it does, the delivery, who is delivering the message definitely matters. Like when it comes to comedy. Like there are certain jokes that certain people just can't make because it's just not going to hit right coming out of their mouth. And that's where the good comedian knows. The good comedian doesn't just say, fuck it, I'm going to say whatever I want. The good comedian understands that this is something that people will resonate with coming from me, and this is something that people will. But all right, so first of all, Saint, you want to give some shout outs to the people popping in in the comment section?
Righty, we have the one and only Miss Sasha Lee 069 tapping in from the great state of New York. Thank you for tapping in. And also Chris 1121 tapping in from the South. Well, we don't know if we're tapping in from the South because she usually taps in from here or there, but we're here today. Thank you for tapping in.
Rolling Stone, hey. There you go. All right. Get some classic funk with your pop culture, right? Anyway. All right, so say I put this one on the board just for you. The Mortal Kombat 2 trailer came out this week or last week, and me and Roomskyler kind of gave our thoughts on it. I'm vibing with it, like it's looking good. I still have an issue, and I'll bring it up after you say what you need to say. About
I mean, I am all for it. I'm down with how how it's being presented. I see Carl Urban, playing an older Johnny Cage. There's going to be some things that's going to set it off, but I actually got a kick out of that shit. It really gave some insight.
I'm glad you brought up the older Johnny Cage, because some of my issue was I genuinely feel the gentleman who played, I forget the name of the actor, the gentleman who played Johnny Cage in the first Mortal Kombat movie, the original, played a better version of him than what. Carl Urban's going to deliver the lines and he's going to look cool, but he just doesn't feel like he has that Johnny Cage swagger. Like I stick by my choice that The Miz would have been a better choice, but he just doesn't feel like he's going to have that swagger. But I do feel like I'm going to enjoy it and enjoy him in the movie because, as comedian Josh Prey said on his Facebook page, shout out to him, this movie, based on that trailer, looks like a love letter to everybody who loved the original Mortal Kombat. Mm-hmm. Not the movies, not Annihilation and the ones that came after, but the original Mortal Kombat and what they tried to do, because they gave us everything. The Emperor even looks super sick. He looked corny in Annihilation in the Mortal Kombat sequel, and the original sequel to the original movie. He looked corny. In this one, he looked super dope. And so I can't wait to see this movie and what they do storyline wise, because I do believe that they said they're not bringing back Cole.
Or at least as far as I mean, Cole was an okay
I didn't see him in the trailer.
But yeah, I guess I don't know. Maybe they killed him off or something. I don't know.
Or maybe he's just living his life. Who knows? All right, Dave. Any last thoughts on the Mortal Kombat 2 trailer before we get into?
First, original Johnny Cage was Lyndon Ashby.
Yeah,
Lyndon Ashby. Okay.
Who actually did voice Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat 11 from a few years back. Yes.
Right on, right on.
Okay.
Sorry,
And
y'all, I let y'all down. I forgot to run the intro for Hot Topics. My bad.
that's okay. I mean, we'll see what happens with this film. You know, maybe have we heard anything about the Street Fighter film that's being
Not since
co-produced
we
by
heard
WWE?
like the who's going to be playing who.
Yeah,
Like, I think that one's going to be a good one too. I think we're finally.
I think it's going to be great. The last one that I would love to see, let's get a Killer Instinct movie.
Yes. I'm here for it. Give
maybe
me Glacier.
maybe
Give me Glacier. Yeah. Give me
Alan
from
Rickman.
Reacher.
Alan Rickman. Yeah, Alan Richardson. Yeah, I guess.
Richardson, Give me Alan Richardson as fucking Glacier. Yeah. And walk out and he's all covered in dry ice. Oh, that would be dope. Not literally, because that should burn the skin off.
Yeah.
They can digitally put it on. Make it look badass.
Okay.
Anyway, all right. So that's going to do it for Hot Topics for today. We're going to jump on to segment number 2 of the day, which is...
One thing before we get into it, I forgot to mention, because we were talking about Carl Urban. Emerald City Comic Con was this past weekend, and Carl Urban had a Q&A, and he said that Double K and I were talking about this before the show, but Carl Urban said that he would be down for coming back to Riddick number 4. He's good to go for that.
And I will respond the same way I did before. I'll let you go, Saint, real quick. I'll summon some.
Oh no, I'm just like,
I'm down for it because I love Carl Urban. Like I've loved him ever since Dredd.
Oh yeah.
Like that, I thought he was excellent in that movie. I thought he played Judge Dredd more like Judge Dredd should have been than the comedy act that Sylvester Stallone did. But anyway, love Carl Urban. But like, if Pitch Black was the only movie in the Chronicles of Riddick series that came out, I'd be good. I really didn't need any of the movies that have come out. Like, I get it. It's a popular franchise. We're talking about Hollywood. They got to milk that cow for every last drop of milk that's in it. But
and go for the other line about Vin Diesel's film projects.
Yeah, most of Vin Diesel's projects could have ended after one movie. The first XXX, I would have been good with that. But like, Fast and the Furious, if that had been the only movie in the series, I'd be happy.
And Mr. Dark Lord 100 also went even further, saying that Vin Diesel has a tendency to run franchises 10 movies past where they should have stopped.
Yes, where they should have stopped. Point blank and simple. Look at all of his movies. Don't get me wrong. Vin Diesel is not a bad actor. It's not that he's a horrible actor. I love him in almost everything that I see him in. But my God, every franchise that he has been in could have stopped after the first movie. And it would still be remembered as just as good of a franchise.
Yeah.
Well, he's only been in 2.
No, he's been the Riddick.
Well, the Marvel. Well, I mean, we can't really. I don't really count Marvel.
Well, no, I'm not saying Marvel. I'm saying he's been in. Well, yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy. You kind of can't, even though he voiced that character for 3 movies, for 5 movies if you count like Endgame and whatchamacallit.
Yep.
But it wasn't exactly something that he actually produced. I mean, he actually had hands on XXX. He actually had hands on the Fast and Furious. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot. Then now we got The Last Witch Hunter, which is also supposedly coming up with a sequel. So, yeah.
Like I said, it's Hollywood, and I love it.
What?
Yeah, that was interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, what you say?
Said not every movie needs a sequel.
Exactly.
Like basically, like not every movie needs a sequel. Not every sequel needs a sequel. And so, people have to understand that.
Yep.
So, all right. So now we jump into the first subject of pop culture. What's up?
Back on track.
Back on track. We jump onto the first subject of pop culture corner. Deadpool star T.J. Miller teases Ryan Reynolds.
Deadpool 4 plans. Dude, your mic. Can't hear you. Saying we need a technical difficulties card to put up.
Yeah, I know.
No, I can always put it on my mic for my whatchamacallit, but then I would
Yeah.
sound like I'm a couple of minutes away from the mic. I just picked the wrong mic when I came out, the mic that didn't have enough juice to it. So,
Okay.
all right. So anyway, but yeah, Deadpool 4. He's teasing Deadpool 4 and plans for him to debut as Weasel.
Yeah.
I don't know if people will be that excited about him debuting as Weasel. I like the character, but
well, and also T.J. Miller has been canceled basically because he got up to some pretty shady crap.
Yeah, Corey, it says that's the opening of the late 2017. The star was accused of SA by a woman who claimed she went to college with him.
Yeah. And Kev, you're frozen.
I'm frozen.
Yeah, now you're back.
Now you're back, boy. Shenanigans.
It's called internet. Sometimes it wants to work. Sometimes it decides it does not. So any thoughts, gentlemen, on a potential return? I don't think this man's going to end up seeing the screen again. Like, go deal with your stuff off camera first, and then come like Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
He is so thirsty to get back into after being part of the show, not just Deadpool, but Silicon Valley and being a big name in Hollywood. He is so thirsty to get back up to it. He's combing the internet for any rumors and passing it off as personal knowledge.
All right. So the next subject we have up is just a little feel good for those of you guys who like that cat that loves lasagna. Paramount Plus is rebooting a beloved 38-year-old animated classic in Garfield, and I believe they're bringing it back to the streaming service. So, those of us who have kids that are too young to remember Garfield when it was actually on as a cartoon can now show them something more recent with him. So, but I don't know. Is the I don't like Mondays thing still like a thing?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Mondays still likes lasagna. So
I'll say it like this. I got to give Paramount Plus credit for one thing. They did reboot Beavis and Butthead, and the newer episodes were pretty funny. And they did continue on Ink Master after it went off of the what was it, the network, and they kept it going on the app because I love that show. So, so I'll give them credit for that. So maybe this Garfield thing will do something. What you got to say, Rizka?
Something that's interesting is that I don't know where I saw it, not in the article that we're linking to, but they talked about the voice actor for the new Garfield series, and the voice actor is going to be black. I can't remember his name, but
now I'm not one like no. This isn't about the actor being black. Like I love that. I love that idea. Like give a little bit of flavor to Garfield. I love it.
Right.
But you triggered this memory about the new Scrubs that's out. The new season of Scrubs that's out, and they have these two nurses, a male nurse and a female nurse, that are just a stereotype, and it's weird because I like it. Like their lines make me laugh, but then I feel bad about laughing when I do.
Right.
Because I'm like, I'm kind of over that stereotype of the sassy gay black man and the sassy black woman.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah. Go on.
I'm just looking at it from a standpoint of really needed diversity.
Yeah.
Because when you look at voice acting credits, you know, black representation in voice acting, you got Keith David,
Yeah.
Phil Lamar,
Okay.
and Cree Summer.
I forgot Cree does a lot of voice acting.
And also, sorry, Regina King too.
Regina
So
King.
that's it.
Yeah.
You know, 4.
He was Huey and no, Nia Long was Huey in the Boondocks, huh?
No, Regina
was
King
Riley.
was Huey and Riley.
Yeah.
Riley. Okay, that's okay.
Yeah. So it's more a matter of like, you know, there needs to be more diversity within. It's a chicken and the egg problem, you know.
No, but I mean, I can go with the diversity thing, but we really don't need to keep perpetuating these stereotypes. I don't care how much of the diversity it is, because of the simple fact is that it's messing with black people. Come on now, let's just keep it a buck. I mean, every time in these comedies or a lot of these, you know, these shows that throw that you know, they'd be like, you know, they'll throw that comedy out there and be like, oh, that's just another no. Hell to the no.
Yeah.
No.
But there's a big conversation to have about the history of black representation in media. But that's another thing for another time, because you will not believe the caucasity of early radio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Okay. See.
Dark Lord, you frozen again?
Yeah. You're frozen again, dude. It's just he's like, you know, I'm just like, wow. Yeah. Oh, okay.
And muted again.
Boy.
There we go.
Okay. All right, we're having fun.
We're having fun. Here, I'll just do this, and that'll make it funner. That'll make it funner and easier. Let's go there, and then let's go from here to. Can you hear me now?
Yep. You're good.
All right, here we go. Okay, so
on the fly adjustments.
Yeah, on the fly adjustments. Thank God I'm capable. All right, so there we go. All right, so next subject up in Pop Culture Corner is the one that I know one guy out here has probably been pretty anxious to want to talk about. And it's inching closer and closer to me getting my HBO Max subscription back.
Just in time for Paramount to cancel HBO Max.
Yeah, you know. I didn't even think about that. That is the trailer for Lantern.
Yep.
So that's supposed to be Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart.
Yes? Yep.
So, gentlemen, Spank, kick us off. You're the big DC fan. Thoughts?
Oh shit! Hey, listen, that right there, the way Kyle Chandler is playing this, straight up asshole, and I like that because Hal Jordan is just like this new iteration of Hal Jordan is like,
which really, it's not Silver Age Hal Jordan, Super Friends Hal Jordan. This is
Injustice to me. This is post Bronze Age. This is post.
This is post Emerald Knight. Hal Jordan. This is you know, Coast City just got destroyed by Mongol. Hal Jordan. And
no, I wouldn't even say that. I would say a little bit of
Parallax.
Just a little bit of Parallax, but more or less of the Hal Jordan. If you've played the game Injustice,
Yeah.
he's like
Yeah.
he's a bit
They
he's a bit,
really, yeah. But ever since Death of Superman, Destruction of Coast City, they really played up Hal Jordan
being the
as,
evil, yeah,
yeah,
parallax.
well, not evil, just a conservative asshole. He's now the John Walker of the DC universe. Guy Gardner is just an asshole. He's not necessarily a conservative asshole.
Now, John Stewart,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just have to see where his character, the way his character is going to be played, because I see that, I mean, he is the rookie. Aaron
He
Pierre
is.
may
Yeah.
have this he may have this drive, but I don't know. I'm just gonna like
It's
look
also
through
not,
it through
yeah, rose-colored glasses.
colored glasses. Yeah.
Yeah. It's also not quite the way that the relationship even began when John Stewart was named the alternate.
Yeah.
Back in the Bronze Age.
70s. Yeah, back in the 70s.
Yeah. But we'll see. Most of the criticism that I have seen about it says, okay, so the cosmic space cops are dealing with local political corruption in rural small town America.
Yeah.
It's not, and I can understand in that it's not the epic space opera that Silver Age Green Lantern was.
Yeah.
This is more hard traveling heroes, Green Lantern, Green Arrow, but with two Green Lanterns. So I can see that. I can understand that. Ron Mars though has signed off on this and said, "Hey, I like it. It looks great. I know what the plan is, and I think everyone's going to be excited about this."
Yeah, I agree.
So, and for those of you who don't know, Ron Mars is to Green Lantern what Denny O'Neil was to Batman. He is one of the official silver to modern age Green Lantern writers.
Okay.
So definitely qualified expert tapping in on that.
All right. So we move from lanterns to what should be video game talk, but I figured I'd give us a chance to talk about it because it is kind of, to me at least, a pop culture
thing, yeah.
And that is, there are big reports coming out of Microsoft that the next generation Xbox is going to basically be running Windows 11. Or Windows 12 or whatever Windows whatever that we're on when it comes out. I can't even say I get it, because I get the people's desire that to have the console experience kind of match the PC experience to an extent, but I don't know. Like I don't want to run Windows on my console. Like
I understand what you're saying, but what I am seeing is that Microsoft is now going to, instead of having to decide between a $1,000 next gen console and a $1,500 next gen PC, you're going to have both in the $1,000 console range. So you'll be able to run, and Xbox players will now also be able to run stuff that's like, say, Steam only, PC only stuff. So it broadens the access for Xbox users, which I think is a really fantastic idea to do that, because there's a lot of stuff on Steam that you can't get on either Xbox or PlayStation that are absolutely fantastic games to play.
And that's where it's like, yeah, like eventually we were going to get here. Like eventually we were going to get here. Eventually there was going to be a merging of the minds, so to speak, when it came to PC. And a lot of people would think that Microsoft would have been the first, one of the first to really go in that direction. Even though the PS5, as far as its guts, is similar to a top tier PC.
Xbox X is in its guts is similar to a top tier gaming PC.
I just don't know how I feel about the interface being like. It depends on what they do with the interface. It depends on how user friendly the interface is.
Yes.
To be able to be used with the Xbox controller. That's what will make the difference to me. If it's seamless, if it's smooth, then I won't have an issue with it. But if it's clunky.
Yeah. And I think that this is good that they're planning ahead on this, because then they can direct the development of the next generation of Windows to work seamlessly between PC and Xbox.
There you go. Say, any thoughts on the next Xbox having full Windows on it?
Well, my whole thing is that we'll just have to see how it works. We're already able to use certain components with the Xbox now, like running movies or doing all other different types of applications. So if it runs full Windows, I mean, I wouldn't be mad about it, but just think about viruses, susceptible to viruses and stuff like that, and getting that kind of funky stuff up in there. So
extra for some kind of internet protection shit, I'm gonna be pissed.
There's a very old IT security joke about, well, Macintosh never has a problem with viruses. That's because there's not enough Macintosh users to make it profitable for them to be attacked by viruses.
Exactly. That's the entire point.
Yeah.
My whole thing is that, is it worth it? And then if you end up getting a virus and and something happens, what happens if ends up bricking the entire the entire system? You're going to sit up here and be like, what? Yeah, and it's going to be a case of, what in the entire fuck? Oh my God, this has just happened. Now I'm sitting up here with a 12-pound paperweight.
Yeah. Well, and then also, one more addition to the Internet of Things age that we're in, where it can be, like Saint said, it can be attacked by malicious hackers, much like our unofficial fourth member of the podcast over in Mr. Dark Lord 100's setup.
Okay, I can. I don't visually want to see that, but I get it though.
Yeah, but the fact that hey, everyone likes the idea of your refrigerator having Wi-Fi capabilities, and so it can order stuff, order your groceries for you when you're running low and everything. Yeah, but that's one more unsecured portal for people to get access to your internet, your home internet, and your home system.
And then someone end up sending you 6 cases of a Pabst Blue Ribbon that you clearly didn't want. So let's face that.
Well, I've just had this issue with, okay, I get it. Life's busy. Really? You too busy to just look in your fridge and write down, I need some milk, I need some cheese,
Yep.
I need to, the refrigerator's got to order it for you?
Yep.
Like real?
No, look.
Like, I can understand the refrigerator notifying you that you were low on shit.
Listen.
I'm good with that.
Listen, and both, and I will say this, well, because we're both in that same category that, we live with someone, and that other person, wants to go into the fridge. So it's like, yeah, you want some butter? Do we need butter? Okay. Yeah. Do you need butter? Where's the fucking milk? Or something like, or You know, you didn't take those vegetables out. Stuff like that. Come on, we've all run. You guys all know we have women that live in our house. You the younger one. Come on, you guys. You guys already know. We don't need the internet for stuff like that.
And
just
also,
I don't need my refrigerator cussing me out. Like, motherfucker, go get some cheese.
Also, in that, even though Dark Lord 100's child is past that age, for all the girl dads out there, you do not want to give your daughter a Barbie doll that has a persistent internet connection.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need that.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we'll roll up to our last subject. Dave dropped this on us this morning, so I'm gonna let him kind of give a little synopsis of it about what we're going to be talking about here. But for those of you who are fans of Crunchyroll, it's time to pay attention. They have been hit with a class action lawsuit over allegedly disclosing anime viewing habits to a third party. Does it mention who the third party is?
Let's talk about that.
Third party, as in general third parties. In other words, any advertising agency that shells out the money, they will give your viewing habit. So without notifying the viewers. Now, that's all part of the traditional cover your ass boilerplate stuff that you have to agree to. You know, the 5 pages that you have to scroll through, and yeah. It's there in the print that they can disclose this information, and you agree to it. But have you really agreed to it? Okay, so now a lot of people may not have a problem with this. You know, okay, so they know that I'm watching these animes, and they're so you know, I'm watching Robotech, I'm watching Macross, I'm watching Genesis Climber Mospeada, Gundam, But let's say that you're a middle-aged guy who happens to be a fan of the magical girl genre. No judgment, no pointing fingers at anyone. But you may not want advertisers to know that you like that genre.
Start getting some targeted ads on your Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Say your thoughts on this whole Crunchyroll situation.
Look. Crunchyroll is Crunchyroll, okay? Yeah. Anime is anime. You know, lawsuits. You know, people are always going to be, you know, like in some kind of question, or or somebody might have bad thoughts and be like, I'm looking at you over there. You better watch yourself, sir. You better watch it.
Yeah.
The FBI agent that listens to all of our phone calls, you know. Here's the shit that nobody should be hearing, but yeah.
I mean, the benefit of this is for anime viewers. Crunchyroll doesn't have the really risque stuff.
The raunchy
stuff. They have questionable. What?
Yeah. You're not gonna find
it's that. Like, you know, we're not talking about like, say, Strike Witches, which is all about young teenage girls, magical girls, flying around without pants, and so it's, you know, the panty shot anime. You know, we're not talking about that kind of stuff though. But
I hope we're not talking about that.
No, Crunchyroll does not have that kind of stuff on there, thankfully. And you know, there's definitely some stuff on there that you may not want to, even though it's innocent in there, like let's say Brand New Animal, or with you, Our Love Can Make It, which is an anime about high school romance, except that it's an anthropomorphic wolf boy and typical teen girl. School romance anime. And so someone can be looking at, so you're into bestiality, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know. I've always had kind of mixed feelings about companies sharing any type of information.
I do. And there is a U.S. law that says that you cannot share people's private information. If you are a service, you cannot share their private information or their whatever they're accessing without notifying them first that you are going to be sharing and giving them the chance to object. And the article that we're looking at actually names the law.
So, well, like I said, we'll see how it happens.
Yeah.
My daughter has a Crunchyroll account.
Yep.
Her information wasn't given to the wrong person.
Yeah.
So found out my daughter has a TikTok and somehow she's following 7,000 people, but she only has 15 followers. But I was like, how are you following 7,000 people? She's like, God damn.
Man, look, no, listen. I follow like the people that I follow, and not to take away anything, but I follow the people that I know. It's like I don't have a lot of people on my TikTok, but what I do have, I'm able to kind of like control. There may be some unknowns on there, but people, when you follow people, there's a big thing. But when people follow you, you gotta be like, you gotta just be a little extra careful.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I went through, connecting with mutual friends of a close friend of mine who passed away this past year, and finding out that I really don't have anything in common with these people. They are the exact opposite political ideology of me. So I don't need them in my life.
Yes.
I don't need to have that door. I don't need to have that door open to have anyone walk through.
Right. All right. So that's going to close us down for Pop Culture Corner, guys. We'll leave it there. We're going to go on ahead and take a quick commercial break, or promo break as we call it, for about 5 minutes. And we shall return, for about 5 minutes. And then we shall return with SmackDown Alley. There's a lot to talk about on SmackDown.
Yeah, there's a lot.
So we're going to jump right into it. Matter of fact, I'm going to run the intro for SmackDown Alley as soon as the commercial break is over. We're going to jump right on into it. You are watching the Cheap Pop Podcast. First GenXers presents the Cheap Pop Podcast right here on Twitch and or YouTube for First GenXers or the Double KK Double Network. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media. Most of the names are the same as the shows and or network. First GenXers at Double KK Double, Cheap Pop Podcast at Cheap Pop 25. It's all the same, guys. Just go find us, follow, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff.
Yeah, just throw everything out there, man. Throw the kitchen sink in it too while you can.
Throw those hands at the buttons.
Yeah.
No. Anyway, all right, y'all. Take care. See y'all after the break. We'll get to some wrestling. Peace.
We back at it. Yep, we still doing it. Poetic beat. First GenXers. Gia. Let's get it, y'all. Come on. We back in the building. It's been a long time cooking in the soup kitchen. And I'm chilling with the same. Dropping these beats won't stop, nope, I can't. Let me get up in the lab, turn it up. Game on with the First GenXers. What's up? Let's flip on the switch or the Xbox and get up in my zone. I'm clowning. Let me clear my throat for a minute. Shout out to my folks while I'm in it. It ain't nothing but love, it's baby. verses in, this is something for the chillin'. Poetic got the joints like McDonald's. I'm loving it. It's the first gen. We're now rocking with Poetic Beats. This is the First GenXers production. Get your PlayStations out. Get your Xbox out. Get your Switch out. Let's get it in, y'all. Holla back.
Got to keep it. You got to keep it lovely. You got to keep it. You got to keep it lovely. Success comes right after the struggle. I ain't even giving up on whatever I wanted. The tragedies I've seen, I can't even stomach. Most of y'all weak as shit and would've started running. Every time I make it back to the crib, I'm thankful the Most High let me see all of it. Grateful I'm lovely, and I've been real with this. Please don't judge me. I'ma stay on my shit.
Adam's family like dynamic between Pugsley and Wednesday, like very true.
Yeah.
Well, I always temper this because I think
I did not like the procedural caution tagline.
I've also seen what Chase Center looks like when the Valkyries are fucking playing, so fuck all of you. Because Chase Center is packed no matter what's going on.
They say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But the definition of beauty is distorted. Yeah. Come on. Searching for yourself, so insecure about the way you look, so you go to Miami.
All right, and we are back. See Sense over there grooving.
We all grooving.
Hey, look, the shit is catchy, okay? It is. It is catchy. I still miss the guy that was sweeping our floors, for us for some weeks. We need to rehire him again, man.
Oh no, he's doing good, man. He's the CEO. He's the CEO of Popeye's Chicken right now. Anyway,
whatever.
Oh man, yeah, he was just working for us to get his degree, and he didn't go on to become a CEO. Anyway,
Okay.
All right, welcome back to the Cheap Pop Podcast. As I showed you, we jumped right into SmackDown Alley, where we can talk some wrestling.
Oh boy.
Big E describes, and Kahari hates it when I say this. Big E always says it's two big sweaty men in the ring slapping meat. And we're
that
here.
just sounds like
It just sounds wrong, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna open up. Of course, we'll talk about Monday Night Raw on Netflix. It was a great show overall. There's a lot to talk about with the show, but in general, I would give the open of the show, which we can talk about real quick before we dive into the first big subject. Gentlemen, I saw an article that talked about that the opening of this week's Monday Night Raw really gave Attitude Era vibes, and I would be inclined to agree. Like the chaos and how everything went down, from Heyman getting attacked to LA Knight driving off with him in the fucking ambulance.
Yeah, I'll give you what you need. I'll give you what you need. That.
Yeah.
Like the way, listen, the way he looked when he was getting ready to take off with the ambulance, because when he looked out, when you didn't see him, but then when you look out, you say, "Oh shit, it's LA Knight." Yeah, drives off. Yeah. I'm getting a kick. I'm getting a kick out of that.
Yeah. So it opened up with Paul Heyman trying to do a little bitching session over Elimination Chamber.
Over Seth Rollins eliminating Logan Paul. He basically said that Seth Rollins and Logan Paul, or Austin Theory and Logan Paul, were going to beat the snot out of Seth Rollins.
To which not one, not two, but 4 masked men came out. First one gets chased off by WWE security.
Second one got chased off. No. First one got chased off by Austin Theory. Second one got chased off by Logan Paul.
One of them gets chased. One of them gets chased off by Austin Theory. One of them gets chased off by Logan Paul. One of them gets chased off by WWE security, leaving Paul Heyman in the middle of the ring all alone with Seth freaking Rollins creeping up behind, and Heyman's attention is focused on the 4th masked man who's at the entrance ramp.
Yes.
Who he thinks is Rollins, and Rollins comes up behind.
Listen, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, listen, he stomped the shit out of him, man.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to. Rollins comes up, creeps up behind with the steel chair, delivers the chair shot to Heyman. Heyman goes down, and then
the shield breaking up.
Yeah, and then Rollins delivers the stomp to Heyman, and full credit to Paul Heyman. He took the chair shot and the stomp like a pro, like a champ.
Well, I mean, he's always taking that kind of kind of abuse, but that kind of abuse last
at his
that
age,
one.
Yeah, at his age, that was
pretty impressive.
It was great.
All right.
So Heyman gets carted off by medical.
Yeah, and then that leads us to basically
the backstage scene where
they're loading him in,
and
Logan Paul and Austin Theory are pissed.
Is in there. He's concerned. Car drives up. Austin Theory's trying to make sure that no one else is messing with Paul Heyman as they load him up into the ambulance. And then the door of the car that just drives up is open, and Big Jim Uso comes out.
Jimmy Uso
jumps out, slams Austin Theory around. By the way, speaking of Austin Theory, I really hate his new catchphrase. I have a theory. It's a thing hidden.
Just to say that was what we were talking about.
Big Jim delivers the smackdown on Austin Theory into the ambulance.
Throws him away. Then that's when they pan over to LA Knight.
LA Knight is driving the ambulance, and LA Knight's like, I'll make sure he gets to where he needs to go. Yeah.
And he takes him and drives off with him. And then Jim starts heading towards the ring. It was a great open. It really was.
I will admit, it did give me a little bit of the time when when Stone Cold Steve Austin got hit by Rikishi and the stuff that was going around with The Rock and talking shit to cops and stuff like that. So that to me was just a good moment of Raw TV.
Yeah.
Big time. Big time. Now, into one of the major events that happened during Raw to me, which was the number one event outside of the closing segment with
Punk and
with
Reigns.
Roman Reigns and CM Punk, is my boy. My boy, first and foremost, right? I know it says enter there. I got to fix that. I'll say, not only did Dom lose his Intercontinental Championship,
Cero Miedo.
He's been cursed. He's been cursed.
I know.
Because if anybody remembers the backstage segment just prior to Dominic walking out to defend the belt, he was rude to Danhausen. He was rude to the Hausen. And Danhausen told him, you are cursed.
No, you got to do it in the voice. You are cursed. And that's, I'm not, I haven't seen the guy wrestle yet. I am not feeling Danhausen simply because he is that guy. The intentional or otherwise obnoxious role-playing gamer who talks like that, who acts like that, and thinks that it's funny. I've just seen this way too many times for the bit to hit with me. If you like it, great. That's fantastic. But
he's been popular on the indies.
Yeah.
He was popular in AEW. Like, he's going to be popular in WWE.
I'm sure.
To be honest with you, he's going to be most popular amongst the people who know him from outside of WWE and kids.
But yeah.
Like, I think the character will go over very well with kids.
I will admit that Danhauser meeting Adam Page and going, Stone Cold Steve Austin in disguise? Oh, yeah. Me, Adam Pearce, yeah. Stone Cold Steve Austin, you're in disguise? Oh, I got
his list of demands, too. But anyway, getting back to what was really the main point, which is that Zero Mario, Mr. Penta himself, is your new Intercontinental Champion going into WrestleMania.
While Penta was checking on the ref got knocked out by Dom's 619, right? Yeah. So Dom goes for a second 619. Penta ducks out of the way. Dom hits the ref. Penta's on the checking on the ref, and Dom goes over to the side where JD and Finn have basically front row folding chairs, and they're just kind of watching all this and everything. And he's telling them, "Go get the ring bell, or go get the bell hammer. Go get the bell hammer."
Ring bell,
yeah. And JD gets up to go get it, and then Finn's like, "No, he has to do this himself."
Yeah, he has to do this himself. That was the whole thing, and it's kind of a pushback on Dom telling Finn that he could do it. He could do it on his own, and pushing him to go. Him and Liv pushing him to go after the World Heavyweight Championship, despite losing twice to CM Punk. But yeah, like I did enjoy that, and then that led to being able to hit. He didn't. I believe he hit the Penta Driver. He didn't.
Yeah, he hit the Penta Driver. He missed the first Penta Driver, hit the second Penta Driver, and got the 3 count on that.
And now here's the aspect, and I want you to chime in on this one. There are some out there that say that this title change didn't make sense so close to WrestleMania, like that they should have saved this moment for WrestleMania. I think it's perfect on Monday Night Raw, and I'll tell you why I'll tell them why after you give your thoughts. But what do you think? Do you think that this is a win that should have waited another 6 weeks to Mania?
Absolutely not.
No. It's something that I think the fans felt was long overdue. And it also helps build up even more heat for Penta. Especially because when is a AAA what Triple Mania is August, I think.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, so one, it also sets up a bigger storyline for Dom in the possibility. I would not be surprised if Triple Mania, Dom loses his Mega Campeon belt
Mhm.
to his dad.
Yeah, we can see that. We can see that down the road.
Just to get right down the road, just to give Rey Mysterio
well, yeah,
the last mantelpiece.
They're definitely building to that at some point. But in regards to Penta and the Intercontinental
Yeah,
Championship,
and it also furthers
it's
furthers the Judgment Day chaos storyline.
Well, and here's the thing about it. I thought it was fine here for this reason, and this is what I was going to bring up after saying was this. If you've watched how Triple H has booked Monday Night Raw, and the writers have booked Raw and SmackDown, which, by the way, Road Dogg got let go from SmackDown. I don't know if he got let go or if he just quit, but he's no longer with WWE. But the way they booked Raw and SmackDown, the championships are above all brands. Okay? Like, yes, the World Heavyweight Championship belongs to Raw, the WWE Championship belongs to SmackDown, but the championships are above all brands. The Intercontinental Championship is actually the top championship on Raw.
Really?
The U.S. title is actually the top championship on SmackDown. What I mean by that is you're more likely those titles defended on the show on a regular basis,
right?
Than you are the days of us getting a WWE Championship match every 3 months on SmackDown. No, you're going to see those championship matches saved for pay-per-views, and your Intercontinental and the U.S. title matches are going to be your matches that you're seeing every week on SmackDown and Raw. Right.
Okay. I agree with that, but that doesn't bode well for CM Punk, in my opinion.
Okay. I don't necessarily see it as a bad thing because he's holding the title that sits above the brand.
Right. I understand that. But what I'm saying is that it also sets up that we get a title change at WrestleMania and Punk's going to lose to.
I think I'll be honest with you. I think most of the IWC is pretty much in unison on that, and they're very rarely in unison. Punk's dropping that belt to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Right.
Yeah.
I think everybody's screaming that from the mountaintops at this point. Just no offense to Punk, but I don't think they put Reigns in that championship match to have him lose.
Yeah, I agree. And that's actually part of the closing for Raw too.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So in general, I think that there was no better place than Monday Night Raw for this championship.
Right.
For this change.
Right.
Based on the fact of how they've been booking the Intercontinental Championship.
And before we get into the closing, another very important point is AJ Lee came out and declared her women's Intercontinental title. She's going to be a fighting champion like her husband. So open invitation, ladies.
Probably means that she's going to whoever steps up for that open challenge is going to face her at WrestleMania.
Right. And
we saw Monday and Friday.
Yeah.
We're setting up Mania matches.
Yeah. And next week we've got a fatal 4-way for the number one contender for the.
Be right back, gentlemen.
What? Okay. Yeah. Next Monday night is going to be a fatal 4-way for the number one contender for the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
Yes. That's
they announced that at the end. So
yes. So,
all right.
Like I said, it's going to be getting good. It's going to be really, really fun to see how things play out. They always try to do the craziest shit during WrestleMania season. That's why people tune in. So we'll see what happens as we move forward. Next up was on a Friday.
Oh, wait, no, we cannot skip over the closing promo.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Oh my God.
There was another hot promo cut between CM Punk and Roman Reigns.
Oh, that shit. Listen, let me just say something. Listen,
go on.
Listen, he talked a lot of shit, but the way he left that ring, and I'm sitting up here like, did he just?
Yeah, he went there.
Did he just?
Yeah.
Yep. And CM Punk, getting back to what we were talking about with the title changes, CM Punk himself said, "We didn't bring you back just to just to have a jaw session."
Yeah.
Referring to the promo as one of Roman Reigns, bookings. So, yeah.
I mean,
yeah. They
he just told him. He told him and said, I'm gonna when you retire, so I can train these guys, so I could just go ahead, just like beat you, like.
Oh, yeah, you gonna no? He's I'm gonna beat you, so I'm gonna send you back to NXT, and then you're gonna train the next generation of niggas. I'm gonna smash as you send them up to the main roster. I'm like,
yeah. And then CM Punk.
That was like the relevancy of calling somebody a punk ass bitch. Man.
Yeah,
that's
Punk,
that.
Punk, and also Roman Reigns calling him Phil. Breaking the kayfabe for that. But Punk saying at the end, it's like, I don't want to beat you anymore. I want to bury you.
Yeah, we'll bury you.
And I'm going to bury you right next to where I buried your dad.
Yeah, that's some fuckery. That right there, that was kind of
like, and I'll say it like this: if there's two men in the company who know how to tell a long-term story, it's those two. And we watch them talk. Now we know that Roman's going to have limited dates heading up to WrestleMania. He's not going to be there every week. Maybe for the last month before Mania, Roman will actually show up every week. But other than that, we know we're not getting Roman every single week. So Punk was right when he walked out and he said, I'm about to have to carry your ass to WrestleMania. Because Punk is, for probably a good portion of the next 6 weeks, going to have to carry the feud. Because Roman's not going to be there. So
Roman is...
they've got some pre-recorded promos and stuff like that that they can run, but...
Yeah. Roman is now almost in John Cena mode.
Right.
To where he and John Cena Rock mode, or Rock, I actually be more appropriate to Rock, because he's Roman is building up his Hollywood career,
right?
And so he's going to have limited date engagements. Punk is the one carrying the brand
of the feud,
right, for the future.
Okay, here's the thing about it. You're right to an extent with the John Cena reference, but what I'm saying, what I feel is, it's John Cena during the last about 3 to 5 years before he left for good, where he would disappear for an extended period of time, but he would come back for an extended, to work a full feud. And I think Roman's going to be doing that, because if you listen to Roman talk in his real shoot interviews, he talks about how he's like, I don't want to be somebody who bounces out to Hollywood and is gone, from wrestling. He's like, I'm the best at whatever I do. He's like, and I want to be the dude that comes back and does wrestling on a regular basis and does the movie thing and is good at it and is successful at it. And I'm like, hey, it's a dream.
It's a dream. It's a great dream,
and it's also
a great dream,
and it's also family blood for him.
Yeah, but I also think that eventually they figure out that it's just a lot easier on the body to do the movie thing. And you just get paid way more once you get to a certain level. I think that's what happened with The Rock. Once he got to a certain level, it was like, I really don't need to come back to WWE.
I want to be able to walk unaided when I'm 60 and 70.
Right. So he came back and gave him the 2 Cena matches at WrestleMania. And then he's basically shown up for pop appearances here and there. And I think we'll get that's how it's going to be with Roman Reigns. I think we'll get Roman Reigns, a lot of Roman Reigns over the next 6 weeks. And then we're probably not going to see Roman Reigns till SummerSlam.
Right. And, eventually when it comes time for Roman to retire, we're going to have the big thing going on. And then he's going to move into, either an executive position in TKO, or he's going to get into the training position in NXT.
I think if when Roman's done in the ring, I think it will be because Roman has established some form of consistency in his acting.
Yeah,
where
I don't stable other income.
Right, and I don't think that he'll continue on. I think he wants to. I think he wants to go, but I think he'll come to that realization like The Rock did. The realization that came to The Rock wasn't, oh, screw wrestling, this movie thing's better. It was, okay, I've beat up my body for the better part of the past 2 decades. Yep. Mm-hmm. I can go beat up my body a lot less and get paid a lot, like capitals a lot more, in this Hollywood thing, doing like 2-3 movies a year as opposed to, having to wrestle for 300 days. And I think that all wrestlers, John Cena's now come to, I think that's why we got the John Cena retirement tour. Because John Cena's come to, and if you've seen any of those videos of John Cena walking, and how he's and he's beat up. And so and so AJ Styles got out before he got to that level where he couldn't walk.
AJ Styles was straight up honest about, it's like, nope, you know what? I'm at the point where my body's not going to be able to keep going another, 5 years of this.
And I want to be able to give the fans the AJ Styles that they want to see, and don't want to have them looking at it.
As much as I like him, The Undertaker lasted just a couple years too long in the business. You remember that WrestleMania where I think it was Chicago open air, and it literally took him 20 minutes to walk down the ramp. They had to keep looping his entrance music.
Only thing I could say in defense of that is Undertaker's I was live at WrestleMania 33. Undertaker's WrestleMania entrances have always kind of taken about 15-20 minutes for him to get down to the ring and get through the intro. Like that's just typical Undertaker entrance at WrestleMania.
And I mean,
but he did. I do agree that he did stick around a couple of years too long.
Yeah, then was better for his body.
Yeah. But I do like the fact that he went out in the cinematic match, so he didn't have to do as much damage to his body.
Yeah.
In order to give a good performance. And so I think that was a great mechanism to use to be able to have him go out without having to look as bad as he looked in ring at times.
Yeah.
Now he's the guy that tells everybody that they're getting into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. But yeah.
Nice.
Speaking about Roman Reigns and CM Punk and Seth freaking Rollins, what's up with Dean Ambrose?
Nah, he's AEW for life.
Okay.
Dean Ambrose is going to be with AEW till he retires.
Okay.
He's happy over there. He has the creative freedom to make his character whatever he wants it to be. He doesn't because he's kind of a grandfathered in. He's been there basically since the beginning. And he was the first big domino to fall to jump from WWE to AEW. He's like one of the originals, and Tony Khan's going to pay him whatever the fuck he wants to keep his ass there.
That's good.
So he's not. Maybe he comes back for a last minute thing right before he retires, so they can
a last minute thing, or a final Shield reunion.
Yeah,
at a big major PPV.
Full time to WWE.
Yeah.
All right, so SmackDown also took place this week, and let me tell you, if you want to say it was as good as Raw, you could, because there was a lot that went on with SmackDown this week, and I was thoroughly happy with it. I'm
upset. I'm upset in that I realized that. Well, first of all, I didn't have the money to do it, but SmackDown was up in Portland on Friday night, so I could have seen that live.
Yeah. We'll talk about the big event that closed the show. But the first thing I kind of want to touch on is Carmelo Hayes hosted an open challenge for the U.S. Championship that was answered by El Hijo Dr. Del Wagner.
Ooh, yeah.
And it was one hell of a match, considering how mismatched size-wise, because he is the Latin America champion. For those of you guys, the guy he wrestled,
AAA
is the Latin American champion in AAA. Great wrestler, but man, like the match they gave us, awesome.
Before we move on, quick cut back to Raw that we forgot. Rusev calling out Oba Femi.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
When I saw the backstage segment with them, like from a couple of Raws ago, I was like, "That's your WrestleMania match right there.
Yep,
that's your money WrestleMania match." Because if there's anybody that's going to be able to go at Oba the way Oba goes at everybody else, like
it's Rusev. Although I did notice that Rusev's losing his accent a little bit. He's not staying in the Bulgarian accent all the time. But
actually, it's funny. Oba Femi comes up on SmackDown too, but we'll get to that in just a second.
Okay.
But yeah, so Carmelo Hayes defended it, and like I said, for a big man and a small man, they gave us a lucha match, and it was quite great.
Yep.
Carmelo Hayes is him. I don't know if he'll ever win the WWE Championship, but when it comes to being an in-ring wrestler and being a good one, Carmelo Hayes is that dude.
Yep.
So like he is, but here's what I wanted to talk about real quick before we dig into the second one. Randy Orton opened SmackDown. Came out and cut a promo, basically saying, "I don't care who I face at WrestleMania between Drew and Cody. I'm walking out with my 15th champion." Basically, I'm just synapsing what Randy said. And out comes Trick Williams. Now, I want to talk about this moment for me for a second, because they gave Trick Williams the goddamn star treatment on this one. Like, I'm talking about blacked out the whole arena, had that nigga on a little spinny stage coming up. Like, I was just like, and the whole crowd was behind it. The whoop that trick. And I was just like, my God, this man is so over. But Sam, you obviously have some thoughts about Trick.
No, I'm just listen. For me, it was like I'm sitting up here like, okay, like, he was that dude. He was that dude at that moment.
Yeah,
it's just that
he had on the million steppers,
Yeah, but when he got into the ring, then it became a whole different story.
When he got into the ring, he cut his little on Randy Orton.
Yeah, he was like, but then Randy Orton's like, man, fuck you, bang,
Randy hit him with the RKO. And here's the thing about it, I love Trick Williams for this. If you go back and watch that segment on YouTube, right, the little shake that Trick Williams gives after Randy hits him with the RKO, and he lands, and he's like laying on the ground, and Randy gets up and look at him, and he goes, he's just laying there, and then he rolls over slowly and grabs his glasses and puts them on all crooked, and he's like laying there like, where am I? As Randy's celebrating. Bravo to Trick Williams for selling the RKO and making it look great and entertaining in the process. Like that was just, it reminds me of when The Rock sells a stunner from Austin and he goes all like stiff body, full up, and and falls over. Like, I love it when they oversell, like, and they do it in a way that doesn't make it look goofy. And so bravo to Trick Williams on that.
Yeah, they always oversell when it came to the stunner. Trust to believe you be, and that's like ragdoll physics.
Pop all the way up. And,
even the Rock.
It always reminded me of Ric Flair. After Ric Flair would get hit with something hard, he'd bounce back into the corner and then the leg would go up and and fall flat on his face. Like, it always reminds me of that. That was one of the first times that I ever saw a wrestler kind of like do that oversell for somebody, and I loved Rick when he used to do it. But anyway, the next big subject I wanted to talk about is if you paid attention to the tag team turmoil match that took place, and the man that delivers the comedy that I love so much in wrestling, R-Truth, who is now bald for some odd reason, who is now completely 100% Randy Orton 2003 heel vibe bald. But I love the segment with him and Nick Aldis and Damian Priest.
And I was wondering who the hell he was for a second. Like, wait a minute, hold on. Like,
and Aldis talks to Priest, and he's like, "Oh, Truth didn't tell you?" And he's like, "Truth didn't tell me what?" And Truth walks up and goes, "Man, I'm in turmoil. You in turmoil too, man. Man, Nick Aldis, man, we all sad." I was just like, they were put into a tag team turmoil match to determine the number one contenders for the WWE Tag Team Championships currently held by the MFTs. And I loved it. I loved the match. It was great. And to have Truth and
Arch and Damian Priest
come out on top. I think it's kind of jacked up that Truth and Priest get a title shot before fucking the Wyatt Six get their rematch for the titles.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Wyatt Six were inserted into this match and lost to, of all people, Los Guerreros. Like I was like, what happened?
Yeah, that no, bro. Listen. When I seen him roll up on him, and I'm looking and I'm like, did that just? Wait, what?
Yeah. So I guess the Wyatt Six are going to the back of the line, and it's going to be the feud between them and MFTs are going to become more about the lamp than the titles.
So, by the way, the internet is trying to come up with the name for the tag team of R-Truth and Damian Priest, and so far, my favorite is the Gospel Truth.
Damian Priest, Gospel guy.
South of Heaven.
Yeah. I can see that. I do like the name of that, though. That is one of the most inventive names.
Next to Awesome Truth.
I mean, well, we know the all.
I'm not talking about the tag team name. I'm talking about the name for that finisher, South of Heaven. Having a choke slam. It basically all is a jumping side choke slam where he sits out instead of just picking him up and dropping him. And they call it South of Heaven. That to me, it's just like Obafemi and his finisher is called the Fall from Grace. Like it's just a power bomb where he just picks you up and he sits out on the power bomb instead of just dropping you to the ground. Speaking of Obafemi, though,
this motherfucker,
this shit is hilarious. So they finally get Candice LeRae finally gets Johnny Gargano to get up, and Johnny Gargano goes out to the ring, talks a bunch of shit about, I know who I am. I'm Johnny Wrestling. I'm Johnny effing Wrestling. Like, anybody back there that wants a piece of me. And as soon as he said that, I was like,
hang tight, gentlemen. Be right back.
It's going to be Obafemi. And what happens? Johnny Gargano turns around and the ruler comes out.
Yep.
Crowd starts chanting, over. And here's the funny thing about it. Gets in the ring. Him and Johnny go head to head. Johnny actually says to himself, fuck it. Takes off his jacket like, if I gotta be here, I gotta be here. Let's do this. Runs it over, hits him with a clothesline, and the rest of the match is over.
Yeah.
As Oba just stomps Johnny. And it what's funny is, did you notice the way Johnny was laying after he got pinned?
No.
He was back in the comatose state, laying face down on the ground, just looking like that. And I was like, damn. Oba beat this man right back into his coma.
Now here's a question. Is Obafemi going to be more interesting belonging to a specific brand or as the
destroyer that goes back
destroyer journeyman going back and forth?
Here's the thing with it. You could do this whole journeyman thing with him back and forth between Raw and SmackDown, but eventually, if you want him to challenge for a heavyweight championship, you're going to have to lock him down to one brand or the other. If you want him to maybe he first settles on Raw, wins the World Heavyweight Championship, does a Roman Reigns, and then he travels over to SmackDown and wins the WWE title and does something like that. Who knows? But yeah, if you want him to eventually challenge for a chip, like he's got to settle into one brand or the other. But I like what they're doing with him right now. presenting him is definitely
unless getting back to what you said, the WWE, about some of the titles being above the brands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Unless they set him up for that one.
For that kind of thing, yeah, I can see that. I can see because over somebody like, no offense to the importance of the US of the IC title.
Yeah.
Oba's first championship is going to be either the WWE championship or the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
The guy's just too much of a presence for it not to.
Exactly.
Like, unless you're going to have him go on a one-man gang type thing where he wins the tag team championships with somebody, then he goes on and wins the US title, then he goes on and wins the World Heavyweight Championship, like you know what I'm saying? Like, he wins everything. Yeah. Like, unless you're going to do something like that with him, like, his spot is in the main event spot. They're just waiting for something to open up. Just like Gunther. Gunther really shouldn't be wrestling all these random matches with people like Dragon Lee, but they got to have him do something while they're waiting for the WrestleMania card to play out. And then Gunther's going to be the first challenger probably to Roman Reigns right after WrestleMania. Right after the World Heavyweight Championship.
And I want to see that. I'll want to see that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and back to Raw. Fantastic match between Gunther and Dragon Lee.
Yeah, that was a great match.
That's shaping up to be a good rivalry right there.
Yeah, it was brutal to watch because Dragon Lee's a small dude and Gunther is not. It was brutal to watch. Loved the match.
But Dragon Lee gave every bit as good as he got.
Oh yeah, he did.
There were some really hard hits that Gunther took and sold well.
All right. So last subject for SmackDown is, of course, the finish of SmackDown, which is what has the internet in the uproar. The video of it on YouTube has over 60,000 thumbs down.
He said 60 thumbs down.
No, it does. Literally, you can go look it up on the WWE YouTube page.
Right.
People are in their feelings about Cody Raheem Rhodes defeating Drew McIntyre to regain his WWE championship, making the match at WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton instead of Drew McIntyre.
Okay, yeah, because we were supposed to be talking about that. Yeah.
So how you feeling about that, gentlemen?
Okay, Dave, go first, please.
Well, I have my mic muted because dog is going crazy at something that she's seeing, whether it's outside or who knows with them. Okay, so and Kev, you really said Cody Raheem Rhodes.
Yes, that's what they call him. It's Cody Raheem Rhodes. That's his name.
Okay, so
Raheem.
All right, I think that a lot of, again, it gets back into the what is reality issue with online. How many of those thumbs down are real responses? How many of them are bot driven? I do think that there is a faction of the IWC that they're done with Cody for whatever reason. They're just done with him. And they want to see Drew get his flowers. Finally. So I can understand that.
He did get his flowers by holding the championship for like the last 60 days.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole thing I don't get about that narrative.
But that's 60 days. That's barely noticeable in terms of length of holding the championship. So they thought that it was just a little too fast of a turnover. Only for WrestleMania just around the corner. So
I'm gonna say it to you. Think about it like this. They had a lot of time to kill between the 3 stages of hell match and WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yes.
The vibe was already that Cody was kind of a boring champ. Cody had been champ since last year's WrestleMania or last year's SummerSlam after beating John Cena for it and getting it back. and they maybe felt people were having a little bit of Cody fatigue.
Yeah.
This Drew storyline was a way to an extent reinvigorate people on Cody. Okay, it gave because no matter how you cut it in telling a story in wrestling, the person is always more popular when they're chasing the championship. Period.
Yeah.
They're always more popular when they're chasing the championship. So you put Cody in a position where he chases, and not only does he chase, but Drew won the title, and Drew came on SmackDown and said Cody gets no rematch.
Yeah.
Right. There were a lot of people who argued that this championship match didn't make sense, but it did because Drew says that, and then Drew personally interjects himself in the Royal Rumble to make sure Cody doesn't win the Royal Rumble. Then Drew personally interjects himself into the Elimination Chamber to make sure that Cody doesn't win the Elimination Chamber.
It builds the heat back up.
Right. And so now you have people all of a sudden rooting for Cody again because Cody's getting screwed left and right. Now, I don't know about having that championship change happen on SmackDown, but you had no other choice because there are no other big events outside of Raw and SmackDown between now and SmackDown.
Right.
But I think that the plan was always Orton and Cody at WrestleMania behind the scenes, and this was just a path to make it a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
Before we get there.
And also to develop options to make Cody turn him from Captain America into like
Homelander,
more of a tweener.
Yeah.
More of a tween.
You kind of saw Cody explode and kind of saw the more angry side of him and his dealings with what you call it. I agree with people when they say, I can kind of see the neon signs that are showing that we're going to potentially see a eventual heel turn.
And also, let's face the fact that outside of the Aoi family, Cody's like really the only legacy. Well, and Charlotte Flair, but they're like the only legacy wrestlers.
Well, on the main roster. Not necessarily Natalia.
Okay, Natalia, yes.
But you're right. There are very few. But if you go down to NXT, there's I want to say there's 4 or 5 wrestlers that are second, third generation.
Right.
Wrestlers from
they just have to come up. Yeah. But Brian just for right now,
but I feel you. That was the other thing about the championship match that I forgot to mention was that part of the reason why Cody was able to win is because as the match got to its kind of crescendo peak, Drew knocked out the ref with a Glasgow kiss, just because the ref was annoying him, and went and got a chair that was promptly snatched out of his hand by none other than Sacramento's own Jacob Afatu. The Samoan werewolf was having none of that, and distracted Drew just enough to allow Cody to hit him with the cutter and then the crossroads and win the title. So, see, Dave, had you gone, you could have been there to see Cody win his third title.
Oh, I know.
But needless to say, it was a great match. And I was telling somebody, because somebody was talking about, and I mentioned this last week when me and Dave were talking wrestling. People were talking about whispers of Nick Aldis versus Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
I've always said no. If Drew's not defending the WWE Championship, it's going to be Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu.
Yeah,
that's been the secondary story they've been building the whole time.
Yeah,
that story they're probably going to build to at WrestleMania.
There's a movement on social media to try to get Adam Pearce back in the ring for a final.
I don't think he wants to. He retired because he wanted to. He didn't retire because he was forced to. I don't think he has the desire to get back in the ring. I think we came about as close as we were going to come to it when he did that match with Roman Reigns back during.
Right.
You think so?
Yeah, I think that's the closest we're going to get to Adam Pearce wrestling. I don't think he has any desire to wrestle.
No.
I think if he did, the WWE would have allowed him to. He's medically cleared. He's been medically cleared for years. If he wanted to, I think they would have allowed him to. I don't think he wants to.
And
with William Regal. William Regal just didn't want to get back in the ring again. Yeah. He was fine being a GM. He was fine being a manager. He wasn't interested in getting back.
That's another one. I just thought about that. That was another one that that got back that just decided to say to hell with it, William Regal. So yeah.
And
That's
if anything, Adam Pearce versus Braun Breaker would be fun, but I think I like the tension more without the payoff, shall we say?
The actual. Well, I don't need it. I'm fine with it being more of a verbal confrontation.
Right.
You can have Adam Pearce defend himself.
Oh yeah.
Is he still healthy enough to take a bump? You can have Adam Pearce defend himself, but you don't need to put him in a match.
No, have Pearce defend himself against Braun Breaker. Maybe even do a couple hits, couple moves on Braun, but not a full match.
Not a full match. All right, so that's going to close us up for Wrestling Talk. We only have one segment left, and it is Tech Tinker's favorite segment of the day. Sorry.
You saw me grooving to that music. And hey.
Say, let's talk some video games, gentlemen. Let's talk some video games. All right. So, article says Cyberpunk 2077 DLC 2 sounds like exactly what we wanted. I am not a Cyberpunk fan, nor have I played the game. So, gentlemen, you're going to have to fill me in on this. What do you think?
Well, I've actually gotten a chance to I've actually started playing Cyberpunk 2077. I haven't gotten that far in that game, but from what I have played, I'm willing to hopefully see some extra DLC, because I've already seen, I can't remember, it was, what was this, Cyber something or Phoenix something. I can't remember exactly what the first DLC is, but I know that Idris Elba was supposed to be in that one, and I know that in this initial game it's supposed to be Keanu Reeves. So
right.
We'll
Reeves
see.
is in Cyberpunk 2077. We've known that from the beginning. But what the article is talking about is that there was a proposed expansion where the rumor was that it's going to take you to the moon. So get you out of Night City onto lunar habitats, which interesting, but apparently and rightfully, CD Projekt Red is
Cyberpunk is news, Tech Tinkers, to video game players.
Yes,
Punk is news.
But
welcome to the show, bro.
Yeah, the CD Projekt Red is focusing on a sequel to the game rather than a straight up DLC package. And there's lots of ways that they can go, man. I mean, I know the last time that we talked 2077, I mentioned that Keanu Reeves stopped by Trejo's Tacos for a little bit, did a little photobomb with Danny. And I mentioned that Mike Pondsmith, the guy who created Cyberpunk, the original paper and pen role-playing game, and created all the lore behind it, one of the characters from Cyberpunk, Nomad Santiago, Mike Pondsmith has said that he based Santiago off of Danny Trejo. So Danny Trejo's got a role that he can fill in the Cyberpunk universe should he want to do that, and if CD Projekt Red goes in that direction, which I would be all for.
I love Danny Trejo's story, for those of you.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Love his story.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Such an amazing man. All right. So what could have been with Cyberpunk to what might be with Final Fantasy? What's up?
Nope, just
we
agreeing.
looked at Final Fantasy VII Part 3 gets an official update. Not in the way you think. No, it hasn't been given a name. No, it has not been given a release date. But what has been announced is by the director is that the third one will bring back several more locations that have not shown up in the games yet from the Final Fantasy VII. So they're saying Wutai is going to be in the third game. Rocket Town is finally going to show up in the third game. So I haven't had a chance to play the second game because I want to play the first game all the way through before I get to the second game. Kind of the same problem I have with the Spider-Man series. I want to finish the original Spider-Man before I start Miles Morales, which is why it's taking me forever to play Miles Morales. But I just don't donate enough time. I'm pretty sure if I put a couple hours a week into playing Spider-Man, I could probably get through it.
Well, you know what your problem is? You've got an actual life outside of video games. You cut out work, you cut out family, you cut out sleep. There's a lot of extra hours that you can get in more gaming.
True.
Work, sleep, true.
This is how we live. It's how we live, man.
Your girl's old enough to be able to forge for her own.
Yeah, true.
And it's funny, not to get off task, but me and Dark Lord were talking the other day, and you know what? We just realized that this is the one constant thing that we've been doing all these years, despite having families, running through a whole bunch of bullshit, dealing with drama and all that. But it's always been that one constant in doing this broadcast. And I think that is one of the main things that keeps us sane. One thing that keeps us sane.
Yep.
Continue on forward, gentlemen. Just
all right. Yep. So I know as a Final Fantasy fan, I'm excited to see it. Like, I enjoyed the first one. I thought that definitely and for those of you who follow us on Twitch, I recently I want to say that's not recently. It's been almost a year since I finished up that 9 months run of doing Final Fantasy VII on Saturday nights.
Yeah.
And finished up the game only to be gypped. That's the one thing I gotta say right quick. My quick rant for the day. Square Enix, get your shit together, because the fact that I got to the end of that game and the fucking ending got blocked on Twitch. The stream got cut right as the ending came up is BS. That game is over 20 years old. Anybody has already seen the ending to that show. I should have been able to stream it, but Stream Enix has something out there that blocks it from being shown.
That sucks.
Yeah,
I was pissed. I finally beat Sephiroth after, oh my god, I don't know, the one-winged angel Sephiroth after, I don't know, 6 to 10 tries, and they didn't show the ending. I'm like, anyway. So that
Speaking of 20-year-old shock endings, wait a minute. You mean I've been playing Darth Revan all this time? Focus Entertainment says that they are still working on the Knights of the Old Republic remaster. So it is still in production. They're still going through with it.
Okay. Well, hopefully we'll all get to see that. Like, I used to love a friend of the show, Mr. Hemphill, got us. Got me into that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, I guess a new and major unexpected announcement has divided GTA 6 players once again, leaving me to question whether or not to change. Xbox came out of nowhere this week and decided to drop some massive news regarding the next generation Xbox, codenamed Project Helix. The announcement sent shockwaves through the gaming community, with fans of just about every major IP wondering about the implications of the new Xbox console. They basically, GTA 6 people are according to the article, GTA 6 people are freaking out because Xbox, well, I'll say, it says that, to read it straight from the thing, it says that PS5 Pro may be their top tier choice with the game when it first launches to get the most out of the game. And the Xbox users will have to
look. We're going to be on PS7 by the time the GTA 6 launches. Okay, face facts.
No, supposedly,
I don't
according
know.
to the article,
No.
it's supposed to launch in the next couple of months.
It's supposed to. It's supposed to. I think it will be launching
in 2 weeks.
this time in November. No, in November. I think so. And the thing about it is that I'm pretty sure that all these other companies are going to be like trying to figure out who's going to be dumb enough to go up against GTA when they release. Because I mean, you think about it, that was the same shit that was with that was the same shit that was with GTA 5. You got to watch like those big type of games and those AAA titles that they really expect you to get. Yeah. They'll be like, well, we just need to know if this company is gonna, we don't know if we're gonna take a chance to release that game.
By the way, Dark Lord, did we talk about the other Cyberpunk 2077 news last week? The re-release?
I believe we touched on it, but if you want to touch on it again.
No, I just want to make sure we got that. That was just came up into my mind suddenly. So,
well, this story is a pretty big story in itself. I'm wondering where this is going to land us, and that is Nintendo is planning on suing the U.S. government for tariffs, and having to pay the tariffs that led to last-minute Switch 2 pre-order delays and demands refunds with interest.
Okay.
I don't know how far this is going to go.
Man,
okay.
You know what?
So
I'm just going to look at the news at this point and see where it goes, because that's kind of
the U.S. Supreme Court,
that goes beyond my pay grade.
Yeah. So real talk. U.S. Supreme Court declared that the broad tariffs that have been on and off and on and off and on and off again, that the president does not have the ability to levy tariffs because those are taxes, and only Congress has that power to levy a tax. Now, so tariffs are illegal. And so Nintendo put a lawsuit forth saying, okay, here's the damages that we took because figuring out what the fuck is going on caused this loss of profit to us. I mean, and we're talking millions of dollars in pre-sales, not just in America, but also in Japan, in the European market, as everyone was trying to figure out what the hell was going on and how are we going to need to adjust prices and everything like that. So this is a pretty serious matter going on. I mean,
I know. I'm just wondering how it's going to play out because it's going to be an interesting case to watch. I don't know much about law. I know way too much about contracts, but I don't know much about the actual tariff laws and all that stuff. So, but at the end of the day, it's just like I said, I want to see how this plays out.
Right. And actually, in a 2-for-1 deal, Nintendo actually has another lawsuit filed this week against the U.S. government, more specifically against the Republican Party for illegal use of clips from Pokemon, specifically Poketopia, which I think is their new off-brand game, and using those without permission for political advertising recently.
Right. Okay.
So they sent a cease and desist order and also are going to be suing for damages or for copyright infringement damages.
Well, that's okay.
Yep.
It's going to be real, like I said, it's going to be interesting to see.
So let's leave the real world. Let's leave the real world behind again. We just had to do it because they're both impacting the video game industry, which we love and are a part of.
I'll say from Zenru. Oh, Zenru Y. I'll say, all right, so here's one last one for us before we wrap this show up. Legendary game director Todd Howard has confirmed that Starfield 2.0 will feel like a completely new game. You've already expressed some skepticism here, Vern Scrider, so why don't you kick us off with this?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I really want to hear this.
Yeah. Okay, Saint, back me up on this. Rule number 1 of being a Bethesda fan: trust absolutely nothing Todd Howard says until you are experiencing it for yourself on your game console.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Dude talks so much hype. He overhypes and underpromises and underdelivers.
Yeah.
And it's ruining Bethesda.
Yeah, my whole thing, and this has always been my thing when it comes to stuff like this, exclusives and what have you. Folks are talking about, like, when it comes to Starfield, it's coming to the PS5.
Yep.
That will not be anything, that will not be on my purchasing list. For the simple fact, to me, that is an Xbox game. I am sorry. I know a lot of people are going to be like, but that's like Indiana Jones. The Circle of Life. Didn't touch it for the PlayStation.
Great Circle. Yeah. Yep.
The Great Circle. Didn't touch it for the PlayStation. I had the opportunity. It was like 1999. Gears of War. Didn't touch it because to me, that's an Xbox game. That's going to be the same thing that happens when Halo drops. That is an Xbox game. I am not messing with that.
Going to the box, huh?
No, yeah, dude. To me, the spirit of the competition with like all these companies, Bethesda, fucking Blizzard, fucking all these guys. Now you want to start wrapping up and just want to team up. What the fuck happened to healthy competition when it came to gaming consoles and stuff like that? Now everybody wants to be a winner. What the fuck?
Let them know, say, let them know.
What the hell?
Yep.
Like I said, I don't know. I just recently started playing Starfield. Good game. I don't know what 2.0 is. Download something like that.
My opinion is that what Todd Howard is calling Starfield 2.0 is not going to be a second game, full second game like Elder Scrolls or Fallout 2.
It's just going to be a huge DLC.
It's just going to be an upgrade to the existing game. That's what they've been focused on. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to fix the mistakes that they had in the first game because it's a Bethesda game. Rule number 2 of being a Bethesda fan is that the games need a couple months longer in the cooker before release. So expect bugs, expect problems. And Starfield, it was the least buggy of any Bethesda release in the digital age, but it still had flaws.
Sure.
So, and now
last thing we'll close on. And yes, people, you'll notice by his reaction, I am blindsiding him with this. But we have a young gentleman who went on ahead and made the early purchase, decided to play last night. So, Sam, why don't you tell us a little bit about WWE 2K26, sir?
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you. All right, I am not going to. I'm not going to say this. I'll say this much. It's going to be a little different this go round. You have close to 400 wrestlers this time. However, of course, you know, it'll be their variations and so forth. But there's a couple of matches, a couple of the new matches, the 3 stages of hell that's definitely going to be definitely impacting. You're definitely going to want to make sure that your universe mode is going to be completely way off, because you get to create shows for this one, but you're also updating your special show. You can do either on your own, or you can do some AI components. It doesn't matter. It's just that it's just going to be really, really great. And I'm looking forward to saying, because I only cracked it open. There were a couple of good matches. It's a little faster. There was a little bit of collision, because I did a match with Joe Hendry and fucking Logan Paul. And yeah, I mean, I beat the snot out of him, but it was really good.
Joe Hendry just appeared behind you.
Say his name. But no, it's really good. I'm gonna be probably running a couple of games in there, but I've already created my my character. But you gotta create one for the universe, and then you have to definitely create the one for the My Rise. And I'm probably gonna run with the My Rise or with the female character, because I'm gonna do the universe with the main character that I made. But I will tell you this: you will be grinding a lot. A lot is going in, especially when it comes to XP. If you guys are not going to get on this game, I'm telling you, you're going to grind your ass off when it comes to this game. Trust and believe you me. I've seen it. And
you told us that the some members of the AAA roster are included now.
Yeah. So in the what they're doing is that they're doing the season passes. So in the season 1 pass, I can't remember. I do remember Mr. Iguana.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to unlock him. You understand? You got to unlock him. You got to go through these tiers.
Of course.
You definitely have to do it. It's not the same. It's not the same like when it comes to the DLC and all that kind of stuff, because there are also wrestlers that are making appearances for the first time in many, many years. You have the Hardy Boys. They're going to be appearing in season 6. You got Tori Wilson also appearing. You have Kelly. Yeah, because Dark Lord, we talked about that one. And then, you have all of these wrestlers that are coming up, and they're also going to be surprises, because I didn't even think the Hardy Boys was going to get included in this. Hell, Tori Wilson, really? Kelly hasn't been in a WWE game since 2011. So there are going to be some surprises, and I'm actually waiting to see how it goes down. But I'm looking forward to the actual showcase.
Yeah,
the actual showcase, because CM Punk. Yeah, this one's going to be good. I loved the Bloodline last year, because I still didn't completely finish that, but this one here, some of these wrestlers are the same. And then of course, you have some of the jobbers that are involved. So yeah, you get to beat them up too.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So that is
I just want to be able to pound on Logan Paul 24/7.
Oh yeah. I like I said, I used Joe Hendry. I used Joe Hendry for my first. It was just a regular singles match, and I bopped the hell out of him and put him out, and it was a great match. It had like 3.5 stars, so it was worth it.
Good.
All right. Cool. All right. So we're gonna close. We're gonna get to our closing segment now, guys. Thanks for all the great video game talk. But I know what these people want to know is where they can find you next. We'll start with Rune Scryer. Let us know what's going on over there on the night shift.
I am going to be on tonight again. Friday night, we had the sudden update problem. Last night, I fell asleep before. I'm old, damn it.
Hey, I'm older than you, man. Stop the bullshit. Let's go.
Yeah, but you ain't up at midnight anymore. Oh, you up at midnight because you got bladder issues?
No, I'm up at midnight because I do shows like this. Come on now.
So Dave's gonna be back on the night shift.
I will be back on the night shift with Horizon Forbidden West, continuing on through that tonight and tomorrow, and trying to get back to Fallout 76 because apparently the new update, we're adding Bigfoot as a new cryptid in Fallout 76. So awesome. It's not just Mothman anymore.
Not just Mothman. All right. Yeah. Saint, where you going to be?
All right. So I am going to be, it's going to be a short one, but I am going to be doing an NBT Deuce because this is our 15th year. And I didn't realize that up until I discovered that a couple of days ago. So we are now running 15 years. So we're going to start our 15-year celebration. And that's what it is. We're done here.
Sorry. So for me, you can find me in about an hour and a half right here with O'Malley and Mr. Swab. And we'll be talking NFL trades, off-season, NBA, late season pushes, playoff pushes, etc. And
Max Crosby.
Yep, and some other sports stuff here on the classroom. And as far as the video game, you got a full week from me this week. I'm gonna try to give you the viewer another full week this week with starting on Tuesday with some NCAA. If y'all didn't get a chance to check it out last night, I did on the late night. I did some Halo Wars 2.
I saw that
expansions. It was pretty sick. I'm gonna finish it up next week. I might even spend another $6 and buy the other one too. The DLC Pack 2. Play that one through. But yeah, so you can catch me on the video games. You catch me on the College Football 26 on Tuesday, NBA on Wednesday. And yeah, I should be getting WWE 2K26 and NBA 2K26 fairly soon. So I'll be upgrading Wednesday and Thursday for those games.
Okay.
That's all. Thank you for joining us. Thanks to everybody who tapped in, especially you Tech Tingers, always with the great comments.
All right. We're going to raid out.
You tapped in. We're going to go ahead and raid out on YouTube. This will be it until 6 o'clock. Be back to join us on the WK with First GenXers and on Twitch. Enjoy wherever Saint's sending us.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.